It's fine.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay. My mom is going to talk to you about a date she recently went on.
We'll call it a date.
Because she asked to be in a video. She wants this out in the open.
It's too funny not to keep... Well, it's too funny not to share. Let's put it that way. You know what? We're just going to call him Bob. How's that?
Not Bob.
What do we call him?
Pick your least favorite character from a TV show.
Victor. We're going to call him Victor.
Wait. Who's that guy from Gossip Girl? What's his name? Chuck. Call him Chuck. We're going to call him Chuck.
I have another story. Chuck. That's funny. I got this random phone call once, a heavy breather.
Wait, no, we'll save that for later. Oh my gosh.
He said his name was Chuck. Anywho. So, and it wasn't until, I don't know, probably late fall that I really kind of pulled myself together, got over it. And certainly by Christmas, I was over it. I was at peace with it. Yeah, I hope he finds what he's looking for, because I don't think it's me. And I unblocked him, and I reached out to him. I can't remember what I said to him. So fast forward to probably mid-December. I got a text from Chuck. Chuck basically was looking for a booty call. I don't know if he was drunk texting me.
Yes.
But I could definitely smell this one coming a mile away. And I said, no, I'm worth more than a booty call. So I stopped texting. I didn't block him this time, but I stopped texting.
I didn't think I'd ever hear the words booty call come out of my mother's mouth.
Yep, it's true. Booty call. I was at the laundromat one night.
Speaking of booty call.
And, I was bored. Dryer takes forever. And I thought I'd text him. And I was going to say, you know what, if you want to get together, why don't we go Christmas shopping? Mm-hmm. And he said,
nah.
LOL, I'm all shopped out. Okay. So I said, oh, okay.
Whatever.
And then I left it alone. And then I have no idea the timeline. It wasn't long after that, probably another month, he texted me. And all he said was, hey, call me. I mean, snap your fingers.
That's too demanding.
Hey, call me. And
I would have said, like, why? Or even just, no.
I didn't get it till the next morning, and I said, what's going on? And he said, well, I didn't have your boss's phone number. Mm-hmm.
Look it up! It's a business!
Friends on Facebook, too.
Oh my gosh.
I said that. I said, aren't you friends on Facebook? And he said, well, I didn't want to wake him up and bother him. Oh, but it's okay to wake me up and bother him, whatever.
No.
So then, got the conversation started, and he asked me if I'm happy, what I'm doing. Fast forward, we agreed to get together and have a conversation. So we basically recreated our first date from a year ago. He rented a hotel room. We went to Applebee's.
#ad.
Applebee's is a sponsor of this program.
No.
No. So, I was nervous. It was weird seeing him again. But I can honestly say I didn't feel like I did a year ago.
You didn't have any feelings for him like the way you did the first time you met him?
Not at all. But, it was a nice evening. We definitely had a good conversation. I had way too much to drink. Fortunately, he rented a room that had 2 beds. And I don't know, he must have had too much to drink too, but he fell asleep before I did. We're just watching TV. And then, fell asleep, got up the next morning. I did not feel well. But, he was kind. He went to the store. He got some vitamin water, got me some Tylenol. He was very good about it.
Like, 50% of the time he's a gentleman. And then the other 50, he's like, questionable.
He's a gentleman. I can't say he's not a gentleman. He's always been a gentleman.
But there are some times when it's questionable.
He's self-serving. He's self-serving. Yeah, some of the texts I got was, I can't tell you on camera. But it involved a
a child-friendly channel.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I'm keeping it clean. So, I don't know. We kind of, he brought me back to my vehicle, and then we parted ways and, agreed to get together for the next weekend. The next weekend, I was supposed to show up at a cabin in the woods.
It was his cabin.
Oh, it's his cabin.
Just not a random cabin.
No. And I drove, over an hour and 15 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And when I got there, it was probably 5 o'clock. I knew what the menu was. It was
Spaghetti.
spaghetti. And anybody that knows me knows I hate spaghetti. I do not like spaghetti. But, I'm being polite. I'll give his spaghetti a shot. The spaghetti was good. He baked a loaf of bread, of which I had one slice. Did I want more? Yeah, but it wasn't available. Prior to dinner being plated, there's a knock at the door. He opened the door, and there's 2 people. I'm like, what? Oh, we're having company. And he said, oh yeah, this is my relative and her boyfriend. Okay.
And how old were they?
19. She was 2 days shy of being 19.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought so too, considering he didn't tell me he was inviting people. So, spaghetti, loaf of bread, lots of beverages. I probably had 2 drinks. He had, in a 24-hour period, a 30-pack of beer. 30. He drank 30. And
how were the cans like that
they're
big?
8-ounce cans. Yeah, 30 times 8.
That's too much.
You do the math. You get a spit bottle underneath the table, so because he's
his
always
shoe.
he's good. So, and then he opened a bottle of wine. I had 1 glass of wine. He drank the rest. And in between the 30-pack and the wine, he also had whiskey and Coke. But, these other people ate all the bread. I had 1 piece of bread. Spaghetti was good, by the way. I gotta say, the spaghetti was very good.
Vodka sauce?
No, it was homemade sauce. But it was, the conversation was
Riveting?
infantile.
Oh, immature.
They're 19.
Yeah.
Rednecks.
Mm.
No offense to the rednecks watching this. But I just didn't expect that for our second date.
Mm-hmm.
I expected...
She was treating the second time around as like a new relationship.
Oh, yeah. No, this was the second time around on a new relationship. She's right.
Yes.
Yeah, let's...
It wasn't starting from where they left off.
Right.
It was acting as if it was a brand new relationship.
Mm-hmm. So now we've got family members there for dinner. And oh my gosh, they stayed, it must have been 10:30.
Her bedtime is earlier than that.
I'm in bed asleep 2 hours prior to that, even on a Saturday night. So I could see that Chuck, even when he stood up, had like this swagger, this constant, I can't really, the room's spinning, but I'm trying to keep it together. And they even noticed that. So I'm trying to be diplomatic about this and say, you know what, they should probably head out because it is getting late. And
do you think he could understand anything that was being told to him?
we're getting to that. So, everybody's standing up, and I said, well, it was really nice meeting you. Oh, I was cordial, for sure. I was friendly. We're seeing these nice people out. And then we have the cabin to ourselves. Well, the fire had gone out. And it was starting to get a little chilly. Not too bad, because, it's a really small place.
It's only heated by the fireplace.
Yeah, that's it. There's no insulation. You can see daylight, like this much daylight from around the entire front door.
There's also no door to the bathroom.
Yeah, the door's broken to the bathroom. We're getting to that. So, yeah, no holds barred.
I see that.
So, I had my share of beverage to drink. I went in the bathroom. Of course, the bathroom door's broken. I sat down, I went pee, did my business. And then I went to bed. I'm trying to think what I was wearing. I think I had, night clothes on. I didn't bring my robe. And, I'm laying in bed, and what he does is he plays thunderstorm sounds at night because there's no fan, and I'm a very light sleeper, and I like the white noise. So he had that on, which was good. And I can hear him striking match after match. I didn't think to count them, but there must have been 40 matches that he tried. But because he was so drunk, I assumed that he got the fire lit. And so he climbed into bed. Mind you, okay, so let's set the scene, the bed. So a year ago, when I stayed at this cabin in the woods, there was, it was a lovely, setup. It was a very small room, but there was a double bed. And no curtains, but there was a blind of some sort. And pillows. But since then, he pulled out the bed and he built 2 bunk beds with raw lumber, 2x4s that still said premium, like on a saltine box. I swear to God, I'm laying there looking, it says premium, and that's all I could think of was saltines. I felt like I was in a homeless shelter. There are clothes piled and stacked everywhere, a couple of pillows, and like money and dirt. It was just stuff everywhere. He had purchased a new set of sheets to put on this little twin bunk bed. So I made the bed, and we had one little blanket. So I was laying on the inside of a twin bed. Twin bed. I have a full-size bed that I sleep in alone. I was not looking forward to sharing a twin bed. He climbs into bed, and there was no good night, nothing. It was just... So I fell asleep shortly thereafter. Fire is supposed to be started. The thunderstorm sounds. So fast forward.
So what season is this? Like what month in America?
February
Yes.
in Vermont. And it was very cold that night. So cold that when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it was 47 degrees in that camp. I didn't think to look for my breath, but I probably could have seen it if I had done that. I picked up my phone, and it was at 1%. And so I climbed out of bed. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And I realized that the fire, every match he struck went out. He didn't start the fire.
And that was like 30 matches, right?
Oh, God, at least. I mean, now that I think of it, it was like, it was a joke. It was like
They all just went unlit.
I wasn't out there. I could just hear each match striking, and then it went out. And he must have been so drunk, he just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
47 degrees in the house. Camp. So, when
That's 47 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. Oh, yeah, Celsius would have been balmy.
Yeah.
So when I got up, I went out, I looked at the thermometer on the wall and plugged in my phone, found my bathrobe, put that on, and then I climbed into the other bunk, which had a lot of clothes. I assume they were clean clothes, I don't know.
Clothes.
They were just not folded clothes, maybe gone to the laundromat and just dumped them on the bed. So I climbed into this bed and I grabbed one tiny little blanket in it and I just kind of surrounded myself with all these extra clothes trying to stay warm.
And at this point, you didn't know that the fire wasn't lit.
Well, I had to go out into the main room and I saw that there was no glow of ember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't start the fire, so I'm instantly a little irritated. So, it's probably 5 o'clock, so my phone was charged enough, so I was just entertaining myself with the phone. And I think he woke up and he said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Well, I'm cold, that's what's the matter." He said,
Was he still drunk?
I would think that he was probably
Inebriated.
still, yeah. So I think I told him that he didn't get the fire going. He said, "Yeah, I couldn't get the fire going." Oh, so you just went to bed. Oh, okay. Instead of asking for help or whatever, or I don't know. Well, you know what? There is a backup furnace. There is a backup furnace.
And you guys didn't use it?
Don't say guys. I had nothing to...
He did not use it?
Well, he lit into me. He said, well, how come, if you're cold, why didn't you start a fire?
It's not my camp. I'm a guest.
I haven't been here for a year.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that other wood stove is still hooked up. I don't know anything. Last I knew, you were going to start it. There was a little bit of snuggling for some, body heat, and that's about as far as that went. And then he got up, and he went to make breakfast. So I had had probably plenty of alcoholic beverages the night before. So I'm quite dehydrated. And, yeah.
Okay.
And when you get dehydrated, you get diarrhea. So he insisted on making me breakfast.
And you don't want me to cut this out?
No.
Okay.
Breakfast consisted of toast, sausage,
That's not a bad breakfast.
and eggs. Yeah, if your belly isn't upset.
Oh.
I knew the minute I took a few bites, I was going to be in that bathroom. Broken door included. So, he's out in the kitchen, and I'm doing my best to eat it and keep everything in. And he said, what's the matter, babe? You don't like your breakfast? I said, no, it's great. It's really good. But I've got to go to the bathroom.
I love your impression of him.
I think it was right?
Yeah.
So I excused myself and I went to the bathroom. God, I wish there was a door, but, what are you going to do? So I'm trying to be really, really quiet. And I don't know, how much can I say and get away with here? You can always edit it out.
I can edit it out.
So, I don't know if you've ever had quiet diarrhea, but I did my best.
Was it quiet?
It was not quiet. So, as much as all that pressure built up, and you just want, because it gives you a bellyache, and you just want to, it was not going to happen. I still have my dignity. So you have
Are you sure?
So you have to, just a little bit at a time. Just in little spurts, pun intended. And then I went back out and I tried to eat a little bit more and we had another conversation. But I said, you're going to have to excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to the bathroom again. So I finished my business and I was done. And I said, well, I'm going to head home now. Thank you. Spaghetti was great. Mind you, this is the second time in a row I've had a horrible night. A horrible experience at this cabin in the woods, which is now
So,
comparable to a homeless shelter.
is after this second date, the cabin diarrhea, was this after or before he asked you to go away?
After.
After?
Yeah.
Did you already say?
Oh! No, this was before.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chuck, even that night, so when I came home after our cabin diarrhea, that night he was quiet because he was getting lit. So he was opening another bottle of wine. So that's a 30 pack of beer, 2 bottles of wine, and countless whiskeys and cokes in a 24-hour period. So, that Sunday evening, he had texted me and he said, I just don't think we're compatible. There's too many differences. And I said, wait a minute. What? He said, because we live too far away. I said, wait a minute.
But you guys were just a thing a year ago. And neither of you two have moved.
No. But because now he sees life as, I want to have fun. He has purchased a motorcycle.
So basically, how old is he?
47.
So this 47-year-old man
Yep.
wants to be 20 again.
Yeah. So he was talking about taking, a couple weeks off in May. And yeah, my schedule can be flexible, but a couple of weeks off in May, no, I'm not doing that. And he wants to get on the motorcycle and just go to bike week and, you know what? Have fun. That's just not something I want to do. So I had to explain to him that, you know what? There's just too many differences. You broke
And
my heart
he
once.
wants something that you don't want.
He wanted me to jump in with both feet this time.
Yeah.
He said, let's do this. I'm going to look at a house nearer to where you live. And,
That's
so
too soon.
Yeah.
Like, you're treating it as if it's the first relationship.
Yeah.
It's a new relationship.
Totally new.
And it's like saying on the second date,
Let's move in together.
let's move in.
Yeah. I even mentioned that because what he was saying, I'm like, wait a minute. You want to move in together?
That's weird.
Yeah, you can't do that to somebody. So I was hoping to take some baby steps.
And he didn't want to.
Nope, he wanted to jump in both feet. I'm not doing that. So I told my boss today, because I hadn't told him any of this.
Ah, okay.
And
What'd he have to say?
he said, good job, girl. He said, you're learning.
I'm proud.
I know what I want.
And it's not him.
And it's not Chuck.
Would you like to say any last words?
This is my first video,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to do more,
Uh-huh.
because I have another story to tell you about a first date.
Yes.
That was hilarious, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Thank
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed.